We do eyelash extensions, permanent makeup, brow threading, teeth whitening, all kinds of things.
Kendra, for anybody out there that doesn't know about you and your business, what's the name of your company and how does one pronounce your last name?
It's Flutter, and my last name is Zapansky. I started in 2014 just by myself in a little room. It was a 10 by 10 room, and I just had a massage bed and a chair. That was all I had. I had gotten eyelash extensions myself, and I was addicted to them. So I was bartending and serving, and I thought, this is a really good business because it costs a lot of money to do, and a lot of women want it. So I did it just to get out of the service industry, and then it just grew and grew and grew. Yeah, I just rented a room, a small room by myself in a space that did massage.
Got it.
So yeah, it was a unique place. So I was sitting in this exact room actually, and I thought I need a business coach. And I Googled it and called, and the rest is history. At that time, I had two locations, but the second one was brand new. And from that time until now, there's five.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot because from 2014 until 2019, I had always just had one. Well, when I started, I didn't track anything. So knowing goals, it was like seeing where I was at right now and how much work and what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be. Well, one of my problems was that I worked in the business for so many years. And during the time that I found you, that was when I started working on the business for the first time. So there's a big difference in the two. And that's where the growth comes from. So figuring out how many hours you can work on the business is how you scale it. Right. Focus. Um, Before we were just kind of doing whatever, not staying consistent. I think the consistency of the three-legged marketing stool is everything. So
Yeah.
find what works and then being consistent. Everything. I mean, there's been times that, I'm like, what can I cut? What can I do to, save money? And this has always been like, I will never cut this out. So it's my absolute, like it's something that I'll never not do. That's how
Do,
important it is to me. Well, I think that the stress of not having them will drive you crazy and it makes people quit. And I've felt that so many times before I had systems that I just didn't want to do it because it was so much. And you feel like you're just chasing your tail all the time. But with systems and with coaching, you actually feel like you're making progress and you're growing.
All right, Thrive Nation, if you open your book today, if you open up your copy of A Millionaire's Guide to How to Become Sustainably Rich, you can go to page 5 and follow along. If you don't have the book, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And we're teaching from page 5 of the book called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, a step-by-step guide to building a successful money-generating and time freedom-creating business. So step one, before you go through these boxes on page 5, is you have to have a problem that you're solving that people are willing to actually pay you to solve. Again, you have to have a real problem that you're solving for real customers that are actually willing to pay you real money to solve those problems. Now, once you have a problem that you can solve, then it becomes kind of fun because then it's all about nailing it and scaling it. It's about building systems that will allow you to create both time freedom and financial freedom. But again, you have to find a problem that you can solve for people in exchange for a profit. And today's guest has been a longtime client, a great friend of the program, and she is a diligent doer. And I'm super excited for you to learn her first name and how to pronounce her last name. Kendra, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Kendra, for anybody out there that doesn't know about you and your business, what's the name of your company and how does one pronounce your last name?
It's Flutter, and my last name is Zapansky.
How are you spelling Zapansky?
Zapansky.
And the name of your company's Flutter. And
Yeah.
what do you do at Flutter?
We do eyelash extensions, permanent makeup, brow threading, teeth whitening, all kinds of things.
How did you first get into the business?
I started in 2014 just by myself in a little room. It was a 10 by 10 room, and I just had a massage bed and a chair. That was all I had.
And what motivated you to do that? I mean, what was kind of like the big driver where you thought, haha, I should start my own company?
Well, it wasn't initially to start my own company. It was because I had gotten eyelash extensions myself and I was addicted to them. So I was bartending and serving, and I thought, this is a really good business because it costs a lot of money to do and a lot of women want it. So I did it just to get out of the service industry. And then it just grew and grew and grew.
So you were bartending.
Hmm.
Were you a good bartender?
I think I was.
Okay. Okay. So, but you were kind of like you were saying, you wanted to own your own thing. And so did you go out and rent a space, or do you lease a space, or how'd you get started?
Yeah, I just rented a room, a small room by myself in a space that did massage.
Got it.
So yeah, it was a unique place.
Okay. And how did you get your first customers, your first clients?
So with having zero experience, I used Groupon, and then I learned about Facebook ads, and at that time you could spend $5 on a Facebook ad and get 20 clients from it. You can't do that anymore, but yeah, that was how I started. I would never use Groupon now, obviously, but
And how did you and I meet? How did we connect? How did that happen?
so I was sitting in this exact room actually, and I thought I need a business coach, and I Googled it and called, and the rest is history. That was in 2019. So
And what kind of growth have you had since that time for anybody out there that maybe doesn't know the history? Because we've worked together, and one of the things that makes it a great relationship is that you knock out your action items. So that makes it great because I could sit there and hold court and tell people, you need to do this and do that, but you've actually done it. I mean, how long have we worked together, and what kind of growth have you seen?
So it was in 2019 that I joined, and at that time I had two locations, but the second one was brand new. And from that time until now, there's five.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot because from 2014 until 2019, I had always just had one.
And as we go back to this diagram, I'm going to ask you these questions about these boxes here. Okay. Hopefully you can see these boxes. But the box number one here at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download this, page 5, is you got to establish your revenue goals. And I'm not asking you how much revenue you want to do, but why is it important for everybody out there listening, for our listeners to know that why is it important for all of our listeners to know their revenue goals?
Um, well, when I started, I didn't track anything. So knowing goals, it was like seeing where I was at right now and how much work and what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be.
And now box number 2 is you want to know at least how many, once you start tracking, you want to know how many customers you need to break even.
Mhm.
Why is that an important thing for anybody who's thinking about opening a business or a franchise? Why is it important for them to know the break even numbers?
Because you can't stay open if you're not breaking even. I
Okay. So
didn't
you know
know
your
that.
break even numbers now, right?
Right. But I
Yep.
didn't before at all.
And how many people now work with you approximately at this point?
Um, 30 something. I don't
Yeah.
know the just yeah.
But I mean, your break even numbers now. And again, that's so important for everyone out there to know that. Now, the number of hours you're willing to work, you're kind of a strange individual because you're willing to work however many hours it takes to get something done. And
Mhm.
I think we share in that I belief system. You mean you're willing to put in the work, and I think most of our listeners out there that become clients, the ones that are a good fit, are the ones willing to put in the work. Why was it important for you to sit down and think about the hours that you were willing to work?
Well, one of my problems was that I worked in the business for so many years. And during the time that I found you, that was when I started working on the business for the first time. So there's a big difference in the two. And that's where the growth comes from. So figuring out how many hours you can work on the business is how you scale it.
And now you've had, so you figured out the hours you're willing to work on the business. Now, the three-legged marketing stool, I feel like you and I have worked together on that and really have defined a way to get customers in a scalable way. So that way, you've got as many customers as you want. Why was it important to refine how you marketed to your customers down to like the best 3 ways to get customers as to opposed to, 47 ways that you could get customers?
Right. Focus. Um, Before we were just kind of doing whatever, not staying consistent. I think the consistency of the three-legged marketing stool is everything. So
Yeah.
find what works and then being consistent.
Now on your website here, I'm going to pull it up here. The extensionist, let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to just copy paste action here. It's the extensionist918.com. So the THE extensionist918.com, hitting enter. Boom, we go there. The branding, we're always improving, always tweaking, always trying to make things a little bit better. Why is it important that your branding makes sense? Like, well, why is it important that your website has to look good? Tell the listeners out there for kind of how that's impacted your business.
Well, I think there's so many people that offer the same services that we do, so it sets us apart when the
Yep.
branding professional. Yeah.
Now, knowing your unique value proposition, I think a lot of people don't know that. What makes your business different from others?
Training for sure. Consistency, having everyone be able to offer the same things every time, no matter who it is, no matter what employee is putting the lashes on, it's going to be the same.
I feel like one thing that you do, and you do well, is you've created an atmosphere where people actually want to hang out. Like it's a place where people want to be there. It's not a place where people feel like they have to be there, and it doesn't feel like it's drudgery to visit your place. Talk to me about the importance of making it an atmosphere that people actually want to come to.
Yeah, like how you always say the music, the sights, tastes, and sounds, I
Yep.
think is what. Yeah, so we have the music playing all the time, something relaxing, nice. And then water. We do flavored water. They can't really eat or drink anything when they're getting their lashes done, so that's just kind of a before thing. And then it's cute. So the
Why can't
atmosphere,
people eat or drink anything while they're getting their eyelashes done?
because they're laying down and their eyes are closed. And when they move their mouth too, like even if they're chewing gum, it makes it really difficult to put a little tiny eyelash on a little tiny eyelash.
Okay, so it is a thing where you need to have a relaxing atmosphere. You're providing the beverage. Going back to this diagram here. Now, again, folks, if somebody were to go here to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire and they were to hire us to guide them down the path, that's what we do. But one of the things that you've done now is you've refined the system so well that you've got it to where you're now opening up other locations. Like if people want to open up their own business, they can get a hold of you and you can let them know if it's a good fit or not. How much money does it cost if somebody wants to open up a licensed Flutter business at this point?
It's about 50,000 to 100,000, depending on the build out.
$50,000 to $100,000 for the build out.
Yep. And that includes all the stuff that you need to get started, like the lashes and the decor and things like that. It's not just the build out.
And do you provide all the training? I mean, do people have to learn this craft from scratch, or do you teach them the systems?
Oh yeah, that's the most valuable part of it is the systems. So the people that I've talked to about it, when I explain it to them, I tell them that they're basically just getting to skip this 10 years that I've spent almost doing it, of headaches and trial and error, and just start from where I'm at right now, basically.
So just so we're clear, the startup costs are between $50,000 and $100,000 ish to get started. Plus, they have to rent a space. They have to go out there. If somebody licenses a location, they're going to have to go out and rent a space. They're going to have to hire a few people. So what kind of monthly ongoing costs will somebody have in addition to that initial startup amount, you think?
So it depends on where the space is, how much the space costs. It would be anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 a month in rent.
Yeah.
But that figure that I have there includes the first 3 months of that, of just the expenses to get up and going, and then the utilities and product. So it's a really low expense business when you compare it to other businesses.
Now, the one thing that I really enjoy about your business as well is that it appears to be something that you have a need for. Women want eyelash extensions. I'm not quite sure when this phenomenon showed up, but women want eyelash extensions. Two, most women have discovered that trying to do it themselves isn't really the best. Three, they're willing to pay for the solutions. I think it's a pretty healthy market. Where do you think is the best location to open up one of these? Like what part of town or what kind of a community should be opening up a Flutter? Because we have listeners that listen from all over the country. Where's the kind of place that someone wants to put a Flutter location?
I think in the suburbs, personally. I think that it would be successful really in any area, just because of personal experience. When I started after I moved out of that room and got my first space, it was in a very undesirable area, and we were booked for a week to 2 weeks out all the time. So I think that they'll come no matter where it is, but the best place would be in the suburbs. A
I
suburb.
think that when someone like yourself shows up and takes a business from an idea or from a room and builds it into a big business, there's got to be some scary moments, some sketchy moments, some odd moments, some challenges, a lot of stuff you go through en route to building all those systems. And I can't over communicate how painful it can be to build something from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
If you could go back and had the opportunity to buy a Flutter from yourself, as opposed to starting from scratch, what are some of the headaches that you could have avoided?
Oh my gosh. This would take an hour for me to say all the things, but I think the systems with employees is not probably number one. Just having the contracts that you need to retain good employees and not just employees that are going to use you to build a clientele off your back to move down the street. So that's been huge. And it took me years to really get that done to where it works just like a machine now. The product line, that took me years to develop. Our lashes last longer than the competitions by almost double the time. So that's really exciting. And our glue is the best glue in the industry. It's made in the UK. Most of them are made in China and Korea. And it's the only eyelash glue that meets European cosmetic standards. So it's really high quality stuff and works really well. That was all stuff that was just trial and error for years, trying stuff out, not working, client complaints because the product isn't good, things like that. So employees, product, and then the systems, obviously, like running each client in and out the same exact way every time, offering
Yep.
them the same exact thing. Yeah, that's the consistency in the systems.
Also, I mean, you've got management checklists, which we call systems, processes.
Mhm.
You've got all the numbers refined. And I just think it really is an awesome opportunity for anybody out there. And what I would encourage people to do is I'm going to put a link on today's show notes so people can get a hold of you. They can learn more about opening a location. If somebody does reach out to you and they schedule a 10-minute call with you, what does that first call look like? And what kind of stuff will you go over if someone wants to open up a location?
Just the basic details and really trying to figure out if it's a good fit for that person. Um, I really designed this with them being able to run it working on the business and not in it. So it is something that you can do without any experience with eyelash extensions whatsoever, because the training is so easy to do and so simple that you can hire and build a team super quickly. So it would just be someone who loves systems and who's motivated and who can put in the time to build the business. And
Now,
that would be the main goal.
Now we've worked together for quite a while at this point, and you're having a lot of success. What would you say to somebody out there that has a business and they've been thinking about hiring somebody like ourselves to work with them on their business? What would you say the big benefit has been for you?
Everything. I mean, there's been times that, I'm like, what can I cut? What can I do to, save money? And this has always been like, I will never cut this out. So it's my absolute, like it's something that I'll never not do. That's how
Do,
important it is to me.
if you had to describe to somebody out there, because again, I feel that if somebody is going to open a business, the best way to do it is to franchise or license. If you're listening right now and you're going, I want to switch careers, I don't know what I'm going to do, I want to own my own business, but I don't know what to do, I think buying something like a Tip Top Canine franchise is great. If you love dogs, it's awesome. If you're somebody out there and you say, I'm really into dogs, I'd like to have more of like a spa lounge experience that I own, you could look at the Extensionist. Some people want a business that offers more of a, you kind of picture in your mind a van. You own your own van. You own your own truck. Maybe an OxyFresh is a good fit for you. But I really do think that buying a franchise or licensing a business is a better way to go. What would you say to somebody who's kind of on the fence about hiring a consultant or hiring us to help them refine their business?
Well, to say something about buying a franchise or a license instead of starting your own, I think there's a reason that 96% of businesses close, within the first 5-10 years. And it's because, like you said, it's extremely difficult to start something and scale it. And so if you do a license or a franchise, you're getting all of the systems and all of the ways of someone who's been successful, and you're opening in your own area and you're getting to just take off. So to me, it's a no-brainer to do it that way. As far as coaching, I think that it's crucial. I don't know why someone wouldn't do it, because with it, you increase your chance of success tenfold. Without it, you're on your own.
What kind of growth have you experienced since we've worked together?
Well, I think I had 12 employees when I started.
Yeah.
So more than doubled.
And I think what's awesome about you licensing the business now is that you emotionally, mentally, logistically are now in a position where you can scale. I've watched that happen where you could add 30 employees, 40 employees. You could now go from a place hypothetically where you may have to fire somebody, and then you can hop right into the next thing and it doesn't bother you. You know what I mean? Because you have the systems and the structure. And I just think that, what does that feel like knowing now that you have a system in place and not a bunch of just ideas written on a whiteboard somewhere?
Well, I think that the stress of not having them will drive you crazy, and it makes people quit. And I've felt that so many times before I had systems that I just didn't want to do it because it was so much. And you feel like you're just chasing your tail all the time. But with systems and with coaching, you actually feel like you're making progress and you're growing.
So if people right there, folks who are listening today, I'm telling you, if you are looking at opening a business and you don't know what kind of business to open, I'm just giving you some options. One is the Extensionist is a great option for you. I'll put a link on the description. You can schedule an appointment there with Kendra and see if it's a good fit for you. Another option, Tip Top Canine. What a great franchise. They do an awesome job. It's a dog training business. Somebody else might say, I don't want to train dogs. Then you might want to look at an OxyFresh, but I'm just trying to give you some options here again. And I'll give you the final word. Why would anybody with a sound mind want to open up an Extensionist, aka Flutter location?
Because it's the best one. It's the best one out of all the options.
You love it. You think that the Extensionist is a great option?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And again, folks, it's between $50,000 and $100,000 of total startup capital. And again, Kendra would be happy to schedule a free consultation with you. Kendra, thank you so much for carving out time today for us to be with you. And I'll harass you here shortly. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents. The homes that we represent, everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.